Hello everybody. Today is a very big day and I'm even a tad bit nervous. Today, guys, I'm finally signing the closing papers on the land. Just over an acre of land, and it's been one hell of a journey going through the closing process. I mean, you guys saw episode 3 of Think Outside the Container. Link is right down there below, where I discussed the entire process I went through of getting land, and it is quite the process, but I do think I saved a good amount of money going through this unconventional method. But today is the signing day. Today is the closing day, so I'm off to their office, the title agent's office. Gonna sign the papers off, and then I guess the land's officially mine. Hasn't really settled in yet. Maybe it won't settle in until I wire the funds, in a few minutes, which is what I'm gonna go do now. But yeah, really amazing. I don't even think this whole journey has really struck me yet, what I'm actually gonna go through. So again, that's what I'm doing today. So join me for the journey. Building my own shipping container home. Join me on my journey from construction to completion of my mortgage-free home on a homestead. So I just left the bank, and now I am off to the title agent to finalize and sign it off. So it's starting to get very real. I'm feeling a little more relieved now. I don't feel as nervous now. I just feel like I'm in the clear, and let's go ahead and get this thing done. Well, it is finished. The deed is done. No pun intended. Wow. I am officially the owner of the land, and it feels a little wild. It feels good though. I almost want to shed like a little tear of joy. It's been 4 months ever since I started this journey. April 2019, right around the beginning of the month in April 2019, I started to have this idea that I wanted to build. Well, really, it all started because I wanted to do gardening. I wanted to garden. And in my city where I live, you don't just find a giant piece of land where you can garden. You need permits if you want to do. You probably need permits just to have chickens. And so this whole journey began, and I've been looking into it, just non-stop research, 4 months straight. Actually, I think it's been 5 months actually, April to September. And wow, to finally see it come into fruition. This is the most concrete step I've taken in this direction so far. I've reserved the shipping containers, but I still haven't bought them yet. Actually paid the money. So really, this has been one of the biggest expenses really so far in all this that I've actually committed to. So yes, the land is officially mine. And it's weird. It's an interesting feeling. It feels like an increased. Sorry, I gotta switching my hands here. It feels like you know, you have a new responsibility on your shoulders, you know. And I just knew that I couldn't do the rent/mortgage life. I just knew it wasn't for me. I knew that I needed to find an alternative to the system. And yes, did I have to pay a big chunk of money up front to buy this land? Yeah, I did. But you know what? This land cost me around the same, it cost me about a year's worth of rent. So this is a big step for me. Now I just have to get used to the fact that, you know, I now have a chunk of land that's mine, and it's really my responsibility now. I mean, no matter what I end up doing with the land, I got to pay the property taxes on it, so that's inevitable. So yeah, it's a responsibility of mine now. You know, it's sitting over there. You know, I probably should go and, you know, go tame that wilderness that's been growing on that land. You know, that's probably the first thing I am gonna go do. But really, the journey has only just begun. I mean, as challenging as finalizing and finding land was, I have a big hurdle in front of me right now, and that is, well, really, building the container house with my own hands is going to be a challenge on its own. But right now, the phase I'm currently at is I need to get the building permits. And so that is its own, you know, that's its own challenge, which I will be documenting in future episodes. Speaking of which, as always, guys, here at Think Outside the Container, my goal is to share as much of this journey as possible, either because to entertain you or to show you how I did it. You know, some of you might be interested in building your own container homes. And I'm doing this because I want to just share the journey. There's been a lot of hardships I've had to go through because a lot of this information isn't really openly, readily available. You have to kind of dig. And I just thought, man, wouldn't it be so helpful for others who are going to go down this same journey if they could watch somebody else do it? No, it's not 100% tutorial. No, I'm not claiming I'm an expert, but at least so you can watch and see that, you know, as the phrase goes, anything's possible when you think outside the container. And definitely officially getting this land under my name using the unconventional method that I use, which I talk about in episode 3 of Think Outside the Container. To me, it's really proven that it's really proven the motto and the philosophy of this channel so far, and this whole journey I'm on, which is thinking outside the container, thinking outside the box, doing things in an unconventional method, jumping off of the conveyor belt that everybody else is sort of on, going straight into the mortgage scheme, and doing things a little bit different. So my arm is getting tired. I want to say thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you guys can be notified when the next episode goes live. And thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Later. Be sure to check out my Patreon page where you guys can support more of the work that I do, more of these videos on shipping containers, how to get land, building permits, the whole 9 yards. I'll also be giving out exclusive perks for anybody who signs up, things from live stream Q&As that only you get to see, access to Merc and ebooks, and more. So check out my Patreon page down below. Thanks a lot.